Hey guys, Jaws the Shark Reviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers 1 Prime Changers Alpha Trion. So, here he is in his alt mode, and so before we take a look at Alpha Trion himself, let's take a look at the packaging. So here it is right here, and we basically saw this with the other Prime Changers from the one movie. Not to be, I guess more specifically the Transformers 1 movie. So anyways, here's the front packaging art. So you have Alpha Trion in a somewhat beastie looking unicorn mode. And you got Transformers 1, Alpha Trion. Get the logo on the top here. Same as usual, you got B127, Orion Pax, D16, and Alita 1. On the side here, you have an up-close look at Alpha Trion, at least in robot mode, and then there he is in his little unicorn-like alt mode, Prime Changers. And this side, you just get the same promo art of the main 4 members of the cast. Transformers 1. Here's the back, 15 steps to convert, and you get some product renders of this figure, and you got all this right down here, and here's the bottom, and that is pretty much it for the packaging. So let's bring Alpha Trion right back into frame here, and I gotta say, just like with the other Prime Changers I've taken a look at on this channel, Alpha Trion is no exception, being pretty good. Not great, but pretty good, I'd say. Anyways, let's take a close-up look here at the head sculpt, and kind of a goofy looking one, I will admit, but that's pretty cool. You get like a metallic kind of like pink, sort of. Just this side. And I will say, after seeing the movie, Alpha Trion has a really good story, and I'm trying not to spoil anything, because the movie came out just about a few weeks ago, so I don't want to spoil any for any of my fans who haven't seen it yet. So I won't go into details about his role in the film, but he's quite an interesting character. We got some silver paint here on top of purple plastic. And a very kind of looks like an electricity bolt, sort of, but that's his tail right there. And that does end up becoming his sword in robot mode. And here's the under section. And so that's pretty much it for details and everything. It's pretty basic. Articulation, head doesn't move. You can wiggle the horn if you want. Let's see. Shoulders are technically supposed to tab in, but you can untab them if you want. There's the connection right there, and you can have it where he's like pouncing at you or something. There you go. Let's reconnect that right in there. Let's see. A lot of this you'll see in robot mode, so I guess, but I'll just show off anyway. So there's a bicep swivel here. It's kind of hard to access because there's also a swivel here right beneath the elbow, but there's that right there. And the feet, you can rock back and forth if you want to. And let's see, it's got the legs here. They're on ball joints, so you can move them around like that. And then there's like a hinge joint right here, and you can kind of fold that out too. And he does have ankle pivots right here, and that's pretty much it for the articulation. And honestly, it's a bit better than I was thinking. When I first saw him, like, it's this is a mainline, pretty much a mainline deluxe right here, so it's not gonna be anything special. And while for the most part it's pretty much basic, it's still a pretty nice articulation, despite it being just kind of more of a budget release. That's pretty much it there for the alt mode, aside from size comparisons. We'll do that right now. So here he is with Optimus Prime. And with the thing with these Prime Changers are that, they're not really scale accurate or anything. I'm not sure if we saw Optimus in his truck mode, or I guess at the time Alpha Trion, not Alpha Trion, oh, I'm stupid, Ryan Pax in his truck mode, and Alpha Trion in his unicorn mode at the same time, but I guess, I mean, this kind of looks somewhat realistic, maybe, based on the movie. I mean, Alpha Trion was a lot bigger than, the main forecast. I mean, he was a prime and everything. Even when Orion did become Optimus, which isn't really much of a spoiler since we already know that, but he didn't become that much bigger. He was, like, I mean, he got bigger, but nowhere near as big as the other primes, the elder primes, if you will. Here he is with Bumblebee. And last but not least, here he is. I popped this off. Here he is with Sentinel Prime. Yeah, I just popped off one of his cans there. Again, I'm not going to get any spoilers, but there are quite interesting plot arcs between these two. That's just as far as I'll go. But yeah, there's these two together. So, yeah, now let's get right down to the transformations. So, starting off, you're just going to want to pop off the tail, and then, okay, this doesn't come off right away. So yeah, let's start converting here. So, starting off, you just want to straighten out the legs, like this, and then flip down this area. That'll become his shin, and just want to pop that right in there. There we go. And then flip out this here. Well, that doesn't really do anything. So I guess we'll just leave it like that. And same thing right here. Just flip this out, bring this down, and close that up. And there we go. So then next, you just want to flip in the animal feet. And that's all. They don't, like, there's no panels or anything it goes into. It just kind of flips in. But it is nice and clean. I mean, unfortunately, it kind of has this going on where, like, the hands sort of obscured off to the side, and then it's got this right here, but it's not too bad. And you just want to swivel around the forearms right there, and there's that. And then bring up all this right here, and you just want to split apart the torso section. And right here, then you just want to remove the horn, which will become like kind of a little dagger, or more so of a knife, I don't know. And then after that, you just want to bring this all down right here. And that should just kind of stay there, I think. Just make sure, yeah, it just stays like this. So, yeah, once I got that all done, there you guys have Alpha Trion in his robot mode, and yeah, I gotta say, it looks pretty nice. I mean, kind of basic. I mean, his design in the film looked a lot more, I guess, rougher. I mean, makes sense because, I mean, he was through a lot in the film. Once again, I'm not getting any spoilers, but yeah. Anyways, let's take a look at the head sculpt up close. It's really nice. I mean, as you saw in the box art, that was basically more how he looked in the film, where he looked a bit rougher in the face. He kind of almost looks like he had some like I don't know, moss growing on him, but whatever. This is kind of basic. So hopefully the Studio Series 1 kind of adds those like little green details in, but we got this for now. So yeah, I do like, you got some metallic purple right here, kind of throughout. And yeah, there's this right here, pretty clean. I mean, even the legs are filled out, so that's a plus. Again, you kind of have like his wings, cape. I mean, they're kind of like wings, but they almost are like in the shape of a cape, kind of. But yeah, unfortunately, they don't really tab in anywhere. Actually, wait. Okay, they kind of, yeah, no, they kind of tab in. So just kind of want to wedge that right in there and kind of tighten a bit. But it's not the most secure connection, but I mean it actually kind of stays in there. But yeah, so that is pretty much it for that. So yeah, let's get right down to the articulation. So starting off, head is on a ball joint, so you can move it up this far. It doesn't really move down, and side to side movement. Shoulders can move outwards that far and rotate around an entire 180 degrees, or I guess 360. He does have a bicep swivel right here, and kind of almost like an elbow swivel, sorta. Even though it's like right below the elbows. Nothing for the wrists. He does have a waist swivel. Legs can kick up this far and back that far. If you move like the backpack out, you might get a little more movement there. And the legs can spread out that far. And he does have a thigh swivel, a bend at the knee, ankle pivot, and the feet don't rock back and forth, but he does have a heel spur here too. It kind of doesn't really do anything. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to just kind of keep that back there. Like, it's necessary really for both modes, so I don't know why this kind of moves around like that. But whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it there for the articulation. And yeah, it's pretty decent. I don't know. He might have the best range of movement in comparison to the other prime changers, but I kind of forgot the points of movement on those. I think this guy might have the best, but it doesn't really matter. So, but yeah. Anyways, now for accessories again. Here's the sword, which we previously saw in his alt mode as his tail, and yeah, so he can hold it right in here, so he can whip around some Decepticons. Well, I guess maybe not Decepticons, but Quintessons, I guess. But yeah. And here is his little knife kind of thing. And that was previously the horn in his unicorn mode. So yeah, just put that right in. It's pretty tight on my copy. Put that in there, but there's that. Hopefully that'll come out. And it's pretty stuck in there. That actually happened when I first unboxed him. Like I put it in this hand, and it just wouldn't budge. Like I really had to yank it out. I was afraid of breaking it, but luckily it didn't for now. But yeah. So anyways, now for the robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Optimus, and yeah, definitely not an accurate scale, because as we know, like I said before, even when Orion became Optimus, he grew definitely significantly, but still nowhere near as big as the original primes. So therefore, this scale definitely ain't accurate, but at least Alpha Trion's maybe slightly taller. Here he is with Bumblebee, definitely not accurate. And lastly, here he is with Sentinel Prime. So there you guys have the robot mode size comparisons. Another thing that you could also do, if you want to, is just take this like knife, dagger piece, whatever, and you could just put it right beneath the sword here, so it's kind of gives almost like a, I don't know, Darth Maul effects. I mean, not evenly, this is like a huge blade and this is just a dinky little one, but I think it kind of looks a bit cooler, than just having, this giant sword and then this little thing in his hand. So personally, this is kind of like actually how I like to display them, but you do you. And yeah, there's a whole hair awake in this. In here. No, I can't. Okay, yeah, it's a little too small. So yeah, there's that. I just want to point that out real quick. So there you guys have my review for the Transformers 1 Prime Changers Alpha Trion. And yeah, like as with the other 3 Prime Changers that we've gotten thus far, Alpha Trion's a pretty solid figure in my opinion. Pretty basic, you know, he's your kind of standard deluxe mainline figure, but you know, he's still got some cool, you know, aspects to himself. He's got the metallic purple throughout. He has kind of a unique alt mode, actually, because I mean, he turns into a fairly odd looking unicorn, and I'm not even sure if before, you know, Alpha Trion, though, we've gotten a unicorn Transformers, like a character that became a unicorn. At least not in like any of the American fiction for Transformers. Like, not sure if in Japan they got some, but definitely not here in the United States. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, at least to my knowledge, I've been a Transformers fan for over a decade now. But even then, I'm not 100% sure about every character and, you know, every alt mode. Yeah, so I mean, that's cool too. I mean, that's just kind of more of a compliment to, you know, the designing team and not this figure. I guess, you know, he does have really good posability. I'd say definitely, you know, tops Bumblebee with his articulation, even Prime. And like Sentinel's kind of the only rival here in terms of articulation, but honestly, I kind of like the posability on this guy a bit more. I guess since he's got ball joints for the shoulders, it gets a bit more movement. That's pretty much all I have to say. So yeah, anyways, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more, and comment down below what you guys think of this figure. So and one more thing I want to say: please go watch Transformers 1 if you have not already, because it's not doing the greatest at the box office. I know there's still some more countries as to be released in. I think it's going to release in the UK, I think, next week. Yeah. But still, you know, it's not doing horrible, but I think, you know, it deserves a lot more attention. You know, the promotion team, the marketing team, I could tell they've done a really good job of promoting this film. I know some people are giving them slack, but honestly, you know, I've seen it all over social media about this film, you know, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that, YouTube. So, I mean, I think they're doing a pretty good job. I think the message is getting everyone, but I think, you know, movies like The Last Night are still having like an effect on non-Transformers fans that just want to see a random movie. I think, you know, that's kind of its issue. So yeah, definitely watch it if you haven't already. Like, I highly recommend you check it out. Just to help, you know, the movie out. I want to see, you know, a whole trilogy of this, because, you know, they set up a sequel. They're definitely setting up a sequel here. So please, come on, we got to do better here. So I just want to get that out. But yeah. So anyways, guys, as always, till all are one.